More asylum seekers in Crowborough. Welcome to another episode of War Hot Takes. The Home Office has increased the number of asylum seekers being housed at a former army training camp in Crowborough in East Sussex. Initially, there were 27, it's now 80, and there are expected to be more as time goes on, increasing numbers. More concern, of course, from local residents and officials now. Council members are criticising the department for what they call poor communications, particularly after it refused to comment on reports of an alleged knife attack at the base involving a health worker. That was hushed up and kept silent because otherwise people would go, "We told you so." Police said it did not occur, and yet there are reports that it absolutely did. So who's lying? Do we believe the police or do we believe local reports? Well, I don't believe the police, put it that way. I don't trust them. They're involved. Anyway, local leaders say the lack of clarity has fueled community tensions. The site is intended to help reduce reliance on migrant hotels, or should we call them illegal immigrant hotels? And it's faced ongoing local pressure and protests and a legal challenge over plans to house up to 540 male asylum seekers in a very small village. Officials who visited described basic but functional conditions at the camp, including recreational facilities, healthcare provision and security, while noting that residents appeared cold but generally well. They can always bugger off, you know. But here's a question, dear viewer, and this is a very, very important question and one that nobody seems to ask, but I think is one that is incredibly important. And when you think about it, you'll realise how important this is. And you'll understand why nobody wants to address it. How do you deal with the sexual urges of 540 men? Unless you are encouraging them to have huge amounts of homosexual sex, which is not unheard of. It happens a lot in prison, for example. You are going to have a lot of men there with a very high drive. They're young men, high sex drive, libido, in a village with young girls. Why is nobody asking the question, what can we do to satisfy the urges of these men? Rather than just say, here's a village with children, knock yourself out. Because that seems to be what the government are doing. We are going to take 540 horny men, put them into a village. We're not going to provide enough security. We're certainly not going to provide anywhere near the amount of policemen. And we're not going to let anyone know we're doing it. We're going to keep it all very as hush as possible. And when inevitably these children are attacked, we're going to say, if you complain about it, you're racist. So what's it to be? Why not? And here's a brilliant idea. Why not get one big camp up in the Highlands of Scotland, in the middle of nowhere, where it's cold, wet and miserable. You put them all in there, and you say to them, you stay there, and you can have as much gay sex as you like, nobody cares. But if you actually want to go home and have real sex with real human beings, real women, or goats, whatever takes your fancy, we will happily put you on a plane and get you the hell home. What we're not going to do is put you into a small village with no security and tell you it's a smorgasbord. Fuck what you want. And that's what the government are doing. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you've got an answer. Let me know if you think that somebody in government needs to be asked this question and people in government need to answer this goddamn question. Thanks very much. Bye.